Leaders poke holes into the Singaporean dream of President William Ruto, question his intentions. NTSA officers on high alert as heavy Christmas travel begins, with measures put in place to curb road carnages.
Thank you for your patronage tonight. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat, has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew in Transmara South and West in Narok County due to rising unrest. Speaking on Saturday, the DIG Lagat noted that the curfew starts from 6 p.m. as the two regions are now considered disturbed areas and a special operation is ongoing to restore calm. Tribal clashes have been witnessed in the said regions, leading to the death of civilians and displacement of thousands of people. Lagat therefore noted that the areas expected to observe the curfew include Nkararu in Transmara West. In Transmara South, the areas of Oldonyo Rock, Siteti, Ololoma, Kona, Ratiki, Isokon, Kerinkani, Kondamet, Oikiloriti, Angata Barakoi, and Kapkeres, as well as Lolgorion Town, Mashangwa and Sachangwan will observe the curfew. Lagat further instructed all criminals with illegal guns have been given 72 hours to surrender the weapons, lest appropriate action be taken. And of course, that is a developing story. We continue to keep tabs on. We'll be updating you in our subsequent bulletins. Opposition leaders Peter Munya and Eugene Wamalwa have dismissed President William Ruto's vision of transforming Kenya into a Singaporean-style economy, labeling it a dream intended to mask unfulfilled promises of the hustler economic agenda. Speaking at a delegates meeting in Kiambu, PNU party leader Peter Munya said the Singapore aspirations was a distraction from Ruto's failure in delivery of promises. Munya argued that such a transformation is impossible without jailing corrupt individuals. DAPK leader Eugene Wamalwa, on the other hand, accused the administration of abandoning its bottom-up agenda.
Tulipopiga kura tuliambiwa shinda ilikuwa wale walikuwa, yule alikuwa tunabandilisha tuweke yule karibu na maskini, hata ikapewa jina naitwa nini, hasla, na tukaambiwa philosophy ya hasla ni bottom up, tituanze chini, tukienda wapi? Kama vile ile serikali hiyo mnaambiwa ya Singapore, prime minister wao alikuwa anaitwa Lee Kuan Yew, yule alianza Singapore, aliweka ndani ministers wake wale walikuwa wezi. Sasa unaambia watu wapeleka Singapore na kwa serikali yako ni uporaji tu imenjaa. Kwani unawapeleka wakiwa juu ya wheelbarrow?
Bwana Ruto alisema nyuma ya siku 100 akiweka Biblia chini analeta mashine mpya hapa Nzoia. Alisema hakusema? Alisema nyuma ya siku 100 atalipa wakulima wote walioleta miwa Nzoia. Akasema wafanyikazi wote watalipwa. Alisema hakusema? Si mnaumia kama Wakenya wengine? Alisema kina mama, haswa mama mboga, atawainua watoke chini, bottom waenda wapi? Up. Ile sasa imeongezeka, ile imeenda juu ni ushuru.
Politician Jimmy Wanjigi has tasked President William Ruto to first complete development promises across the country before aspiring to be the next Singapore of Africa. According to Wanjigi, he says the government has only delivered 7% of campaign promises with about 1 year and 8 months left to the general elections. Wanjigi also commended the head of state for practicing agenda-centered politics.
Agenda politics. Yani, the politics of the issues of each and every one of us. Na anasema, in the future, tutaona first world. Sindio? And those are good dreams. In the future, tutaona Singapore. Very good dreams. The other day, alisema, kuna wengine hata barabara zao kwa kwenda nyumbani, angalia kwa internet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today, when I was coming here, when I was Googling all these numbers, Nika Google the promises, and Deputy Governor, you know you are part of that government. Nika Google the promises ya Kenya Kwanza government in 2022. There are 259. Now, if you Google, you'll find a site called Mzalendo Tracker. 259. Of those promises, only 19 have been done. Wanasema that is an equivalent of 7%. Mmeshika hiyo? Now, Governor, Deputy Governor, kwa sababu wewe hiyo ni serikali yenu. You have 598 days left to the general election of 2027. Before you start telling us mambo ya Singapore na sijui first world, simuanushe hii kitu from 7% even to 20%, then you start telling us about another future. Mukamilishe kazi. How can you be at 7% with 600 or so days left? That is a shame. That is a shame.
The Mount Kenya region has been rallied to unite behind President William Ruto ahead of the 2027 general elections, with the unity seen as Mount Kenya political strength. Speaking in Kitengela, former Mungiki leader Maina Njenga dismissed suggestions that the region could split to Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West, insisting that the bloc remains united. His remarks come amidst debates backed by a section of leaders proposing a region split should there be no consensus on supporting Ruto's second-term bid.
What we are saying is the people of Mount Kenya West, those who are resisting, if we, the people of Mount Kenya East, when we have an opportunity to be heartbeat away to presidency, is when government is banned, then tutasema mchana peupe atutaki kuwa kwa hiyo mlima. Mnanielewa?
Message to the people of Mount Kenya and Kenya at large is that they should remain united. I don't see anything that is going to divide us as we go forward. We are going to decide in one form, and we are going to go together as one team. We are talking to each other. Don't you see we are talking? Wakati huu ni wakati wa huzuni. Tumempoteza baba wetu ambaye ni Stephen Kamunya Njoroge. Yeye alikuwa anakaa na sisi vizuri na alikuwa anatupenda sisi zote. Na alikuwa anapenda jamii ya watu wote kutoka sehemu zote. Na tunaomba Wakenya wote kutoka sehemu zote, kutoka vyama mbalimbali, wote wakuje tushirikiane pamoja, tumzike mzee wetu, tupokee baraka pamoja, na katika hiyo hali tutakuwa tumefanya jambo mzuri sana.
Tunataka kuambia Wakenya, tunaunganisha Wakenya wote. We are coming together so that Kenya can be peaceful. We are appealing for peace, and that's why we are here, because the leader is going to show Kenya direction in terms of peace.
The Kenya Union of Sugarcane Plantation and Allied Workers has called for a nationwide strike starting Monday after the government failed to pay salary and terminal benefits arrears owed to workers at leased state-owned sugar mills amounting to about 1.9 billion shillings. The Union Secretary General Francis Wangara said workers at the 4 mills, including Mohoroni, Chemelil, Nzoia and Soni, will down their tools unless payments are made or the government issues a firm time-bound commitment before the Christmas break. Addressing the media in his office in Kisumu, Wangara said the arrears cover workers declared redundant following the transition to private management, as well as staff who are absorbed by the new operators but are still owed part of their benefits.
Up to now, we have not received any communication from government indicating how they are going to make these payments. In the letter, we clarified to them that should they fail to pay by today, then workers will will down their tools from Monday, which is now on 22nd. Why I've called this press is to advise the workers that we need their support this time around. The support we need from them is that they should not report to work on Monday unless the payments have been done, or unless we have a concrete commitment that will show the payment before people break for Christmas. Failure to that, then we shall just be playing the games, we shall be being played games by government, and we might end up suffering like what is going through these other circles. And on this note, I'm urging those people who took over the companies, the so-called investors, to allow workers to exercise their democratic right. We are asking the government to pay. They are not the ones going to pay.
The government has intensified nationwide consultations on the proposed ratification of 2 key international labor organization conventions aimed at protecting domestic workers and eliminating violence and harassment in the workplace. The move is expected to significantly strengthen labor rights, especially within Kenya's largely informal sector. Labor and Skills Development PS Shadrach Mwadime said ratifying ILO convention would address long-standing gaps such as low wages, lack of contracts, weak labor inspections, and widespread workplace harassments.
9 was adopted in 2011, an increase of violence and harassment at the workplace.
2 landmark instruments that speak directly to dignity, safety, and fairness in our labor market. This engagement marks a strategic milestone in Kenya's labor reform agenda, signaling our collective resolve to modernize protections for workers, strengthen compliance and accountability, and align national practice with global standards. Ladies and gentlemen, the growing demand for care services underscores the critical role domestic workers play in society. According to the International Labour Organization, nearly 20% of all domestic workers are migrant workers who take up domestic jobs such as house cleaning, care of children, the elderly, the sick, home cooking, gardening, and home driving. Workplace violence and harassment in Kenya is systemic, but often hidden, requiring stronger policy, awareness campaigns, gender-sensitive training, and accessible reporting systems to create safer and more equitable work environment. The dignity of the African man and the African woman has to be upheld, and we cannot compromise on it. It's already 60 years after independence. We know there are people who struggled for independence, wale ambao walimwaga damu na kutoa jasho yao ili tuweze kupata uhuru. But hatuwezi kusema tuko na uhuru kama kwa manyumba yetu wafanyikazi ambao wanafanya kwa maboma yetu wanadhulumiwa. Ama sio namna hiyo? Lazima tukomeshe dhuluma ambazo zinatendeka katika.
The National Transport and Safety Authority NTSA has rolled out a countrywide enforcement operation as travel volumes rise during the festive season. The multi-agency crackdown is targeting drunk driving, speeding, lane indiscipline, and tampering with vehicle safety devices, with arrests already recorded along major highways. In a statement issued on Saturday, NTSA confirmed that officers are conducting random breathalyzer tests as part of efforts to curb drunk driving, which remains one of the leading causes of fatal road crashes in Kenya. The authority disclosed that several motorists were arrested on Friday night along the Nairobi-Embu highway after failing alcohol blood tests, with some recording dangerously high alcohol levels.
Tuko hapa kwa kuhakikisha kwamba tunawafikia, tunaangalia mambo yenye inahusiana na Traffic Act na NTSA Act kwa jumla, Hii ni msimu wa Krismasi, ni msimu wa watu kutembeleana, wapendanao, na tunafanya kazi yetu kulingana na sheria, na pia tungeomba madereva wetu na wasafiri kwa jumla wakuwe waangalifu.
Sasa ninaenda Nairobi, napata nimefungiwa. Sijui shida ni gani. Sisi tumekoza, ni driver amekoza, nafaa kufika Nairobi, naenda kasi kesho. Tafanya aje?
Umekaa kwa muda gani?
Nimekaa almost 1 hour. Nashindwa shida ni gani inaendelea huku. Na gari ya Nyamira sijaiona ikiwa na shida, lakini leo nimepata na simekaliwa. Hatujui chenye kinaendelea huku.
Na driver wako
driver wako na amesema ajui chenye kinaendelea, nasema management iangalie. Sasa sisi management na sisi tunaingilia wapi? Yeye management wanafaa kujipanga mapema. Napata sisi huku ndio tumekaliwa. Na kesho tunafaa kuingia kasi.
Now, persons planning to attend the burial of the late legislator Cyrus Jirongo have been urged to avoid politics and to respect his legacy and memory, as his family has announced a 4-day funeral program to honor the renowned politician and businessman. Elders from the Minol community in Lumakanda have confirmed that once his body is released from Lee Funeral Home, where it had been preserved after being transferred from the scene of the accident, it will be taken first to Kital, one of his residences, before being transported to Lumakanda for burial preparations. The elders have also warned political leaders against turning the funeral into a platform for political debate, emphasizing the importance of peace and unity during the burial period.
Kiongozi wetu Cyrus Jirongo, naamini kwamba ni kiongozi ambaye alipenda amani. Zaidi ya yote tunaomba viongozi ambao watakuja mahali pale, tunaomba amani na utulivu.
Sisi tutaki watu wa matusi wakuja hapa kufanya sisi wakati tunaomboleza na wao wafanye kiwanja ya siasa. Tunataka rais wetu William Samoei Ruto aje aomboleze na sisi na ashikilie familia ya Cyrus Jirongo.
Jirongo hakuna yule angepata na ako na kitu na kuacha. Alikuwa mkarimu sana. Alituacha na neno ya kwamba Waluya tukuje pamoja.
Experts from the Mwingi area in Kitui County are now urging the government to revive the construction of the Southeastern Kenya University, also known as SEKU, campus in Mwingi Central, a project that has stalled for nearly 10 years. The project, a joint initiative between the Kitui County government and the national government, was allocated a 33-acre piece of land but has remained underdeveloped for close to a decade. The experts say this situation has disrupted the hopes of local residents to have a university close to their homes. They explained that the delay has negatively affected education and economic development in the area, with students being forced to travel more than 100 kilometers to pursue higher education, an issue that increases costs and creates challenges for many families.
We are thinking about SEKU Mwingi campus. We pray that the government may be able to work with the university in Kitui, with our professor, the VC there, to make sure that this campus is actualized. It's been a while, and the people of Mwingi are really always looking at the fence, looking at the gate that is not finished.
Tumeitumainia sana kupata university kwa sababu area ya Mwingi yote, over 400 people of Mwingi hawana university. Na hii ni kilio yetu kwa serikali iliyo na hata kwa serikali ya county. Tuhakikishiwe ya kwamba hii university imeanza na itaendelea na itajengwa.
Of course it is not only for students going to the university. It will create that awareness that is required for our learners to aspire to go to the higher level of learning. Today they don't imagine about, they don't even have that imagination.
All right, allow us to take a quick breather. At that point, we are coming back shortly with more news making headlines. Don't touch that dial. Tamu and Garissa have begun protests opposing government-backed affordable housing projects, expressing concerns about environmental degradation and the possibility of being forcibly displaced from their land. In Watamu, residents and investors say the project threatens the town's only public park, which could reduce tourism attractions and negatively affect environmental safety. They add that the construction of these houses could damage the coastal ecosystem, disrupt water systems, and lead to increased noise and population congestion. Residents from both areas have emphasized that the government should involve the community at every stage of the project, consider the interests of citizens, and ensure that development projects do not conflict with environmental conservation and residents' rights. They are also calling for transparent forums and regular consultations to address fears and create a joint solution that benefits all parties.
Hatutakubali hiyo maneno, watu wakuje watupokonye ardhi, wavurushe watu bila kufuata kuangalia sheria.
Wengi hapa wamelela hapa, wamezaliwa hapa. Swali moja nataka kuuliza. Wenye watu wamekaa hapa for all those years, kuna ile watu hata kama kuna kuhamishwa, kuna ile watu wanaambiwa wajipange.
Na isitoshe naye sahi hatuna masaa ya kuhama, hakuna, sisi hatuhami. Tunakaa hapa kama hivyo, serikali watusaidie land ambayo watupee land ambayo tunakaa.
Nyumba zitakazojengwa hapa hatujaelezwa, hasa environmental impact assessment ya NEMA haijatuzungumzia kuhusu vipi mjengo utakuwa hapa, vipi waste management itafanyika, ni nyumba
bado hatamu. Tuko na ardhi nyingi kama serikali, najua mwezi shindwa kununua ardhi. Tuko na maeneo kama vile Jakaranda, Kanani, Uyombo, Dabaso, Gede.
It brings me great sorrow to see what is being planned right in front of a focal point where the tourists first arrive in Watamu, expecting a lovely beach holiday with lovely people, and all they're going to see is a block of ugly looking flats. What a shame, what an absolute shame.
Religious leaders, together with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, have raised concerns over the increase in violence, organized crime, and political incitement in the volatile borders of Turkana, West Pokot, and Tiati, warning that the prevailing insecurity is destroying livelihoods and dividing communities. During a series of peace meetings held in Kapenguria, the leaders condemned killings, destruction of property, and the growing lack of trust in areas such as the Taeli region and the Kerio Valley. Instead, they called for strengthened security, swift resolution of border disputes, and urgent investment in infrastructure to address poverty, which fuels conflict.
Our political leaders and the government to realize peace in the region.
We therefore appreciate the community that have voluntarily surrendered illegal arms in the ongoing exercise. We call upon the government to ensure that all the illegal arms are mopped up in a human way across the board to bring development and sustainable peace.
Amani haipatikani tu kwa kukaa chini. Tumeamua kwamba ili tuweze kupata amani, tukutane, tuzungumze, na ili tuweze kuona kwamba Mungu ametusaidia tuishi kwa amani. Na jambo lingine ni kwamba tumeonelea ama tumeamua kwamba kama viongozi ya makanisa, viongozi ya Turkana na Pokot, wakikaa chini, wakubaliane kwamba waamue kwamba amani itakuwa. So kutengana kwa watu, kutokuwa na mikutano ya pamoja, imeleta sana hasara katika community hizi mbili.
Sisi tungependa kama viongozi wa dini na viongozi mbalimbali ambao wamefika hapa ambao wanasimamia mambo na amani, tungependa jambo hili ianze viongozi wetu ambao walichaguliwa katika kutuwakilisha sisi na katika kutuongoza sisi. Jambo hili wao wenyewe waanze wao wenyewe katika nafsi zao. Waonyeshe kwamba wao wenyewe wanawatakia watu wao amani. Ikiwa wao watafanya jambo kama hili, wawe wakitangaza amani na walete katika vitendo, basi jambo hili itakuwa nyepesi kwa wale ambao wako chini yao.
That story from the NCIC wraps our bulletin tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're duly informed on the latest making headlines. Tomorrow, Sunday, you'll be with Martin Masharia in the evening. Before you can now, come back and be joining me for the bulletins come next week. Thank you for watching. Happy festivity season in advance. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Good night.